Bitcoin is at a very important point in the market, and it is decision time for Bitcoin. Are we rallying up towards the upside, or is it over and will we get another flush towards the downside? This is what I am doing in the upcoming days. In the market, the IBIT has showed us a dead cross for the first time in history, and this is what it means. First of all, please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something in the crypto market throughout the day, and of course subscribe over on my YouTube channel, like this daily update video, and let's dive right away into the chart for now. Because what we can see is that we are in a very interesting area and point for Bitcoin. We have been breaking this very old resistance line for over multi-years. We have been breaking it, retesting it, but right now we are at the exact same level once again. Of course, we tapped this support one time earlier here. That's not a really good signal to see that we are at support once again, but the many times we are tapping it, the higher the chance to break it towards the downside. But for now, we are retesting it and we are seeing some kind of a reaction. But a really important thing I want to discuss with you guys. We have been tapping this old support, old resistance and flipped it into support here in March 2025. But if you look at the RSI, we can see that we were not that oversold. And after that, we saw a pump towards the upside. Right now, also, if you look at that time at the MACD, we have been not able to get to levels which we are at right now. So this was a major pump we got from this support level when the RSI wasn't even that oversold and the MACD wasn't even that low. But right now we are at that same point once again. But if you look at the RSI and the MACD, we are at such a low point. And the point I want to be making here is at this point, without a real oversold level, without a really low MACD, we pumped approximately 70% towards the upside. And right now we are at that same support again with a very good signal of the MACD and from the RSI. I think that we could see a relief bounce towards the upside here before the next leg towards the downside. That is what I am talking about for over weeks now. I don't think we will see new all-time highs here anytime soon, but a relief rally is in the making and we could see a 100 to 110 Bitcoin here from of this bounce, and things are looking really good on the MACD and RSI as well. Then also, if you look at the trend indicator here, the 100 MA line, the 100 EMA on the weekly time frame is a really important level, because this 100 EMA always got the trend right for Bitcoin. We have seen in the past, if we break this 100 EMA towards the downside, we saw a major flush created here and we dumped 45% in 2019. Then if we break this towards the upside, we're back in a bull market once again. We have seen it happening in 2020 and Bitcoin surged towards the upside approximately 700%, which is huge of course. Then right here in 2022, we broke the 100 EMA line on the weekly time frame and we dropped 55% towards the downside. A really big down move here when we broke that 100 EMA line. Then right here, we broke it towards the upside, we're back in the bull market and we pumped 320%. And right now we can see that we are at the exact 100 MA line once again. And this is gonna decide whether Bitcoin will pump further towards the upside or will break it towards the downside. But one thing I really want to make clear here, if you look at history, when we broke this line, we got supported by it multiple weeks and then we broke it towards the downside. We have seen it happening in 2018, we have seen it happening right over here in 2022. We got supported, but price was weak and we dumped towards the downside. Right now we got supported once again, but every single time we see price getting supported by that 100 EMA line, eventually we broke it towards the downside and the bear market was really close. But for now, unless we're not breaking this 100 EMA line, this will act as support. But I'm keeping my eyes very, very close on this line, because whether we are breaking it towards the downside, that will start a major leg towards the downside. Will we get supported, then we can see some upside from off this 100 EMA line here. Then for the little bit shorter time frame, what am I expecting for the upcoming days? One really important thing is that tomorrow Japan will decide if they will hike his rates or just will get it really stable. I think a rate hike is really possible here, and that wouldn't be really good for Bitcoin, because every single time we saw a rate hike in Japan, Bitcoin dumped massively towards the downside, towards 20%. But for now, price tells us everything. Technical analysis will say what we want to do. Right here, we had very important support. We are getting supported by it perfectly 2 times here. Of course, every tap is getting more risky, so if we dump towards the downside, all the orders are getting filled, and there will be a time we will dump further towards the downside. But for now, we're not close to that support zone. So what am I expecting? We have a really important resistance on the top side here. If we pump in it and we see some signals of a break of structure towards the downside, momentum shift, that is an opportunity to short the market here. Because trend is still down. That is something you really want to keep in mind. Trend is down. So unless we are breaking this resistance box here towards the upside, retested, we are still in a downtrend. That's why I'm looking for a short from off this resistance point. And of course we can trade it towards these lows, and we will have a easy 1 to 3 risk to reward here. Then if we drop towards the downside, we can look for trades in this green zone, first green zone. But please keep in mind, the more times we are touching it, the higher the chance we will break it towards the downside. And that is the second trade. So we want to see a shift happening in the green zone. Also here we can see a shift happening and to long the market. Also, if we pump towards the upside, we can wait for a retest and long the market towards this resistance level. Of course, we are not seeing any triggers right now, but if we see any triggers unfolding in the market, I will keep you posted about the trades. If I set a trade, I will post it over on my X page, full transparent. And of course, I will post it in my free Telegram group, first link in the description. So if you not want to miss any trades in the market, please make sure to follow me over on X and join the free Telegram link in the description. I will share all my trade setups right over there. And the only thing you need to do is take the trades and put them over on WeX, the best exchange out there. And really interesting to know is we are running a giveaway with WeX. If we are hitting 500 subscribers, WeX will give away 1000 USDT trading bonus to one of you guys. And with that 1000 USDT, you can easily turn it into 3 to 5K over the few months, if you follow my setup. So please make sure to subscribe over on my YouTube channel and sign up on WeX through the link in the description to enter the giveaway. And then if we look at the IBIT chart, the Bitcoin ETF chart, we are seeing something really interesting, because we have been seeing a dead cross. But normally I would say, if you look at history, if you look at previous dead crosses, we can know what will happen. But a really interesting thing is this is the first time that we are seeing a dead cross on the IBIT chart. So for now, it is just something you want to keep in mind. Of course, if you look at the whole financial market, at stocks, at Bitcoin, at crypto, this is not a really bullish signal for the markets. But we are also seeing fake out with the dead cross, and after the dead cross, pump further towards the upside. So for now, I'm not screaming anything about this dead cross, but it is a really interesting development in the market. It could be a fake out, but for now we don't have enough data to say that the IBIT ETF chart will go down from off this dead cross, because we are seeing much fake outs with the dead crosses. For now, just not anticipating on this. Really interesting to see that this is not a really bullish signal, of course, because either we will pump towards the upside and unfold this move towards the downside, or we will start the next leg towards the downside. That cross is always happening when price was going down a very big amount of times, and this is not a really good signal. But I'm not gonna say anything about it because we're not seeing any signals what we can trade off on the IBIT chart, because this is the first dead cross we are seeing in a while here. Then if we look at the next net position change, the shark net position change, those entities about 100 to 1k Bitcoin, we are seeing that whales are accumulating $5 billion in Bitcoin in the last 7 days. And this is really, really interesting to see, because look at the spike towards the upside. It is massive here. We are seeing way more accumulation than this whole phase since 2020. And this is a chart that blew my mind, because we are seeing a big spike towards the upside. Look, it is not even near what we have been seeing this bull market. So I don't know what this is, but one thing I know is that if entities are buying such big amount of Bitcoin here, that will cause for a major supply shock on Bitcoin, and this accumulation is massive, but massive for Bitcoin. And that was it for today's video. Please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something in crypto ever again. And of course, please make sure to subscribe over on my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. Like this daily update video if you love those updates. You can always join my free community in the link in the description. And I will see you tomorrow by a brand new Crypto Daily Update video.